Bonjour. Okay, I am here for your Cyrano Act 3 overview, discussion of the questions. Sorry for posting this a little bit late. Honestly, I forgot to make it, and as I was posting the written key today, I was like, oh shoot, I should do a video, because this section is gets a little bit more complicated. And when I make these videos and upload them to YouTube from my phone, it literally takes like 5 hours for the video to upload. So this will probably go up Sunday or Saturday night, and your questions were due this morning, so I apologize, or they were due last night. But hopefully you're watching this before you start Act 4. So, page 66. What does Roxanne think of Christians' letters, and how does she insult Cyrano? She loves to read the letters. She says she reads them over and over again. And she says that they're better than anything Cyrano could have written, which is funny because Cyrano did write them, but she doesn't know that. 50, oh la la. 56, 57. De Guiche comes to tell Roxanne that he's leaving Paris to go to war. Christian and Cyrano are in De Guiche's regiment. What are the lies that Roxanne tells De Guiche and her reaction to them leaving? So remember, De Guiche he's married, but he wants to have a relationship with Roxanne, and she's kind of pretending that she wants that as well, just because he is so powerful, and she can get things out of him. So she's using him a little bit. She expresses that she's worried. Really, she's worried about Christian, but she says she's worried about De Guiche, so that she can get on his, or stay on his sweet side. And De Guiche mentions Christian, and she pretends that she hasn't really noticed him at all. Hasn't noticed Christian. 58. What does Roxanne tell De Guiche is the best way to get his vengeance against Cyrano, and why does she really tell him this? So De Guiche is mad at Cyrano for humiliating Valvert in their duel and defeating him in front of everybody. And so De Guiche wants to get revenge on him. So to do that, Roxanne says that Cyrano is a warrior, he loves to fight, he's a soldier, and so the best way to get back at him is to keep him from fighting, because that's what he loves most. And so she says you shouldn't send him to war because he wants to go to war, he wants to fight. But really she's saying that because she doesn't want Christian to go to war. So she knows that if Cyrano is safe and not going to war, then Christian won't go either, because they're in the same regiment, and De Guiche has that power. What does De Guiche ask Roxanne to do that evening? So he wants to get married. Even though he is married, he said he found a dumb friar that will do anything for him because he is Cardinal Richelieu's nephew, and he will marry them anyways, even though De Guiche is already married. So this is what he wants. She pretends that she wants this as well. She goes along. 59. What does Roxanne tell Cyrano she wants from Christian? She wants to talk to Christian in real life. She's been reading his letters. Now she wants to hear him say these words to her and see him in person. Why does... 61. Does Christian want Cyrano to speak for him, or does he want to speak for himself? How does this plan play out when he meets Roxanne? So he says... So Christian's like, okay, I'm going to tell you what to say when you see her. And Cyrano says that. And Christian is like, no, I just want to be myself. She'll love me anyways. I want to say my own words, essentially. And it does not go well. So he had good intentions. He wanted to be truthful, but he's not eloquent. And so he couldn't really think of romantic things to say. All that he said was, I love you. And then she was like, yeah, what else? And he was like, I love you a lot. So he's not very romantic or eloquent, and she was not happy with him. So it did not go well. A little bit shallow on her part, perhaps. How does Cyrano help Christian the next time he sees Roxanne? So they go to Roxanne's balcony. This is a very Romeo and Juliet kind of scene. And except for Cyrano is hiding in the bushes under the balcony and whispering words that Christian should then say to Roxanne. Why does Cyrano have to take over speaking for Christian? She says Christian's words sound what? So she says Christian sounds hesitant, and it's just because even though he's having these words fed to him, he's still not eloquent, he's not good at speaking them. So she was like, you sound weird, you sound hesitant, and then Cyrano starts talking. So he just completely takes over, talking loudly so that Roxanne can hear him. And she thinks that it's Christian because it's dark, so she can't see them. How does Roxanne trick the friar into marrying her and Christian? So this one was kind of hard. She receives a letter that she's supposed to read to the friar that really says that she is to marry De Guiche. But what she does is that she reads it out loud and she fakes that it says she should marry Christian. So the friar thinks that he is taking, or his order is to marry Roxanne and Christian. So that's what he does. She's very tricky. De Guiche is on his way to see Roxanne. What does Christian do to stall, or Cyrano do to stall and distract him, and why? So Cyrano is actually helping them get married. He is trying to buy them time, and so he falls or jumps out of a tree and pretends that he is a man who has fallen from the moon. He's very creative and very strange. Eventually, De Guiche realizes that it's Cyrano and gets mad and is just like, you're crazy, go away, I have somewhere to be. So he pretends that he's from the moon. 68. How does De Guiche get back at Roxanne and Christian for tricking and lying to him? So they do get married after one time of meeting and many letters. And De Guiche arrives just after they're finished getting married. And so he says, okay, well, I guess everybody is going to war. You won't see your husband again until maybe he comes back from war. So he sends the regiment, meaning Cyrano and Christian, and himself to Paris to go to war. A finale. What does Roxanne ask Cyrano to do for her? So again, she asks him to protect Christian, to help him, and she asks him to make sure that Christian writes her frequently while they're gone. So next week is Act 4, and then the week after that we are finishing the book. So I hope you are enjoying it so far. Et à la prochaine. Au revoir.